Hi, welcome back to Smart Social Secrets. How are you guys doing today? Sorry, I'm a few minutes late. Definitely had a little tech issues this morning. So, hey, I'm really excited to be here as people gather in. Hopefully, you'll be able to find the stream. I might have to reshare it a little bit because something was weird. But anyway, today we are going to be talking about really the bottom line is creating your content. So we've been talking as we've gone along the last couple of weeks. We talked about finding out all about yourself and what you're going to bring to the marketplace, especially around social media. We've talked about connecting with your ideal audience, who they are, how you're supposed to connect with them. We've talked about putting together and architecting how you're going to reach out to them, what platforms you're going to use, social media platforms. Basically, I'm walking you through the entire strategy for having your social media presence really powerful for yourself. So today, we're going to be talking about creating content. And I know a lot of people struggle with this, especially because it's so much work. It's like so labor intensive. So I'm going to really put out for you some hacks that I have around that. So I'm going to make this bigger so you can see what those hacks are. But I'm going to start with hack number 1, 2, and 3. So these are the 3 hacks I'm going to go over in the next half hour or so, hopefully not even that. We'll see how fast I can get this done. But we're going to go over these hacks for you that then you can actually use these hacks to really save the time that you're doing. So yes, it's going to save you tons of time and also make it very clear what you're supposed to be doing. So I think one of the biggest things that people struggle with is knowing exactly what to do and in what order to do it. So these 3 hacks that I have perfected over a lot of time myself, because I also was trying to compress time. So these are hacks for content creation that are going to completely compress the time that you have to get your stuff done. So basically getting 3 months of content done in 1 hour, batch creating your content for an entire month in just a few hours, and repurposing your content. So that is the 3 hacks I'm going to share with you today, and how I do those and how I greatly reduce the amount of time that I use to do these 3 things. So definitely, as you're coming in, make sure you leave a comment and let me know you're here. And also, I'm going to actually really share this really quick on Facebook about creating content. So this is what we're going to do today, and I'm going to absolutely share my very favorite hacks with you, including some tools that I love. And yeah, so let's just get started. All right, so number 1 hack. Are you guys ready for the number 1 hack? All right, so I'm going to share my very number 1 hack with you that I love so much, and it is this one. Hack number 1 is how to create 3 months of content for your channels in just 1 hour. So like, you really only need to do this 4 times a year. I want you to do this quarterly, and we'll talk at the end about the timeline for you. So I'll come back to how often you should do this. But really, I do this about quarterly. I put together themes. I decide what I'm going to do for the next 3 months, and then I put it out. So like right now, for example, I'm doing the Pathway to Mastery. So this 3 months has always all been about the whole journey to how to get your social media strategy put together for your brand, right? So that's what my last 3 months have been about. So I've been kind of building up to these 7 videos I'm putting out right now. So that's exactly what you will do too, is you'll come up with a theme for that 3 months, and you're going to have a main topic. So like for me, I do social media management for businesses and brands. And so that's always my overarching topic on all my social channels, right? So I'm going to do that. And then I will choose 3 to 7 subtopics underneath that. So for me, it's all about I have 4 that I use. And actually, in this case, I could take all 7 of my little circles that I had earlier and do the same thing I'm telling you now. But I usually use 4. And I've over time, I've really honed that down. And I have a 5th one, which is leadership and also growing your team. That's another little piece on the side. Like, how do you get a team to put together all this stuff for you eventually, so you don't have to do it. So that's sort of what we do. So inside of social media management for brands, then I talk about Calibrate, which is all about doing figuring out your measurement and that kind of thing. I do Clarity, which is all about strategy. I do Connect, which is all about connecting with audience. And then I do create, which is these kind of hacks and things I'm teaching you now. Like, how do you create content that's really strategic, that really grabs people? And that's what we're working on today. But what I want you to do is think about, what is your main topic? And if you're here and you're listening in and you found the stream, because I had to recreate it at the last second, but if you found the stream and you're here, definitely in the comments, let me know what your main topic area is for your brand and what you talk about overarching as a brand. I'd love to know what that is in the comments. And then you're going to have to take some time, and it shouldn't take a ton of time, but to brainstorm 3 to 7 subtopics inside of that main topic. And those are the ones that you're going to use. Then you sit down with these things and you brainstorm 5 to 10 things your audience should know about each subtopic. And so there's a lot of cool ways to hack that as well. I could go into much more detail, but I'm going to tell you one. So one of the ones that I love to do is like, what are the top 10 things that people need to know about this subtopic? So I know you've read tons of blog articles and articles out there about the top 10 things you should know. This is a great way for you to create this content very fast. I don't mean that you have to write out a actual blog post about the top 10 things, but I want you to brainstorm the top 10 things you would tell people that they need to know about a specific subtopic. Then those 10 things become separate articles or separate videos or whatever it is you're doing. So you have to also decide, how are you going to disseminate that? We'll talk about that in the second hack in just a minute. But this is really important, because having those topics really clear helps. And if you have like the top 10 things you can do, all of these things can be connected with each other. So you can say, hey, you can go watch this video to get more information about this tip. So having those 10 things under each subtopic, you can see how quickly you would have hundreds of ideas. It just doesn't take that long. So if I did, 3 subtopics, I had 3 subtopics and I did 10 ideas, that's 30, right? And so if you have 30 ideas of main, like kind of strategic content, you see how this is strategic, because it's the main topic you talk about, and the 3 subtopic areas, or 3 to 7 subtopic areas inside of that. Those are the things that you have expertise in, that you can show what you do, and they're all connected, right? They all go up to that main topic. And that makes your content extremely strategic, and it helps you to create tons of content in a very, very, very short period of time. I do have a spreadsheet that I do give out, and in the comments of this thing, or wherever you're at, you will see, I will actually add a comment later if you don't see it now, but I have a current thing that we're doing called really the Pathway to Mastery. And inside of that, I'm putting all of these resources, like these spreadsheets and things that I have. So, and also all of these videos that we've been doing over the last couple of weeks will be there as well. So you can kind of follow along with the whole thing. I will put that kind of tickering across the bottom so you can get that. So it's the bit.ly.mastery video series. So bit.ly/mastery video series, all one word, mastery video series. And you can go there, put your name in there, and you'll have instant access to all of these videos. And as I'm doing these, like this one today, I'll download it and I'll put it in there. So you'll continue to have it. And when I put that in there, I'm going to also add my content generator, which is a spreadsheet that you can use to do all of this content generation. So this is really, really powerful hack. I put it together when Madeline and I were doing the podcast, because we had to do so many like weekly podcast episodes that I wanted to make sure that we were covering the bases without just being random. I wanted to make sure we had a very strategic through line. And so I came up with this hack at that time, and we really were able to sit down once a month. We would meet together at a restaurant locally, because we were local to each other, and we would quickly put together this list of podcast ideas for the next 3 months. And then we'd sit down and we would do the next step and the next hack, which is, let's go on to it. Why not? The next hack was batch your content. So batching your content, I know a lot of people talk about this now, but very few people really kind of explain how to do it. So what Madeline and I would do for the podcast is we'd sit down like on the monthly then, and we would have a meeting about really that month's podcast episodes, or usually we would try to be out 6 to 8 weeks, right? So we might be talking about 2 months down the line, but we would get together and we would outline 4 to 5 outlines. So depending on how many weeks are in that month, you're going to want to outline exactly what you're going to do. And we just did a bulleted outline, like nothing super, crazy. It's kind of like when you were in school and they said, hey, outline your paper, right? That's what you do. You basically sit down and exactly what I did today. See, I before I did this live, these particular slides I have showing you, I batch created those a couple of weeks ago for the entire 7-part series, right? And so I'm sitting down here and I just bulleted this out. You see how it looks. This is a really good example of what a bulleted outline looks like. And then inside of that bulleted outline, you are going to basically turn on a camera, or one of the things I actually love is if you don't want to do video, which I know some people don't, and I appreciate that you don't always want to do video. One of my very, very, very favorite things to do is there's a really cool app here I have on my phone called Otter.ai. Otter.ai. And Otter.ai is a great way for you just to record your outline. So you can sit down and just record the outline on Otter AI, and Otter AI actually will transcribe it for you. Okay, so it's transcribing the words. It types it out. You see it being typed out as you go. Plus, it also records you. So what's cool about that is then you can take that and turn it into a blog post or whatever. So if you're more of a written person, Otter.ai is good. I also like rev.com because sometimes if you want to get a human to do it, so you don't have a bunch of uhs and ahs and whatever, especially if you do a live stream like I do, you can get that turned into a great transcript. I'll show you a couple of other ways as well here in a minute, but getting something like that turned into a transcript. And by the way, a lot of people I know write an entire book this way. This is something you can write a book with. You can any number of content you can do with this hack. So creating 4 to 5 bulleted outlines, turning on a camera and speaking through it. So for me, what I do is I make these outlines and then every Thursday I come and I talk to you. So you are basically, how I do this. And for me, that's really good because I enjoy coming out and interacting with everybody. And I enjoy doing it this way. Plus, I also know that I am creating one piece of really good content every week, right? So I know that for fact on Thursday mornings, I'm going to be creating one solid piece of content. And then my team is going to take that and myself in the past, and we turned it into my third hack, which is this. Let me go to the third hack. Is to take that and turn it into a repurposed outline. So you take your you take your outlines and you repurpose that content to your social media. So this is also talking about social media. So you want to have one main piece of content, whether it be a blog post, a video, a live stream, whatever it is that you have recorded, that you've put out there. And I really do believe that one solid piece of content per week is good. It doesn't have to be the end all be all piece of content. That's why I love the 10 ideas, because you can take them all. And by the way, then you can roll them all up into one blog post later, which we will with this 7-part series, for example. Or you can roll them all up into something else. So it's nice to have those 10 pieces of stacked content and really, I call them content keys, I guess. The keys to your engine are all of these amazing pieces of content under one subtopic area. So you're going to want to take those bullet points and you're going to want to create those posts for social media. And what I mean by posts for social media, for example, if you have a bulleted list, that means you have, a headline, some information, a headline, some information. So inside of any kind of post or piece of content, you're going to have 3 to 5 things that you're telling people. So here I'm telling you 3 hacks. This is a good example. I'm telling you 3 hacks. And so these 3 would be my outline. And so I could create social media posts that cover each of the 3 hacks separately, and then I can also make another post with all of them together. Or I could do all of them together and then break them down and do them separately. So suddenly I have 4 pieces of potential social media content that just are easy to use, that are encapsulated, right? So if you're writing a blog post, the best way to do it always is to have ordered lists and it just really does help the algorithm to find you. It helps your SEO. It helps all of that stuff. And so that is why you want to make sure that you do that. So using those bulleted points to create those posts is really, really important, those social media posts. So inside of each piece of content, you have maybe 5, 6, 7, depending on how many things you are talking about, social media posts. And then you can put the link back, or you don't have to put the link back to the actual longer piece. You can just do the short micro pieces, because right now you can even do a story, or you can do like, here's my 3 hacks, 1, 2, 3, 3-panel story, or a reel, or a TikTok video where you go through all 3, like, you see them all the time pointing 1, 2, 3. So you can use it like that too. So there's like somewhat endless amounts of things that you can put together. It depends on you. It depends on your team. It depends on if you have a team, like if you're by yourself. I would suggest being simple about it. Like, here's my 3 posts, and then scheduling them out. So you can use a scheduler like Social Champ. I love them because they have a free version too, that is really good, that has 3 social media channels for one person. And I really love them for that. They're a really great free way to get started. And they also are great in scaling. You can do a bunch of stuff with them. And the other cool thing that I like about Social Champ is they have this cool thing where you can add all of your posts to a evergreen, I guess, kind of thing, where you would, you could rewrite them a little bit and put them in, and then like have them drip out over a longer period of time. So I really love that too, because then you can use it more than once, and definitely change the words, because social media doesn't like you using the same thing over and over, but you can slightly change them and put them in there, which I think is a really great way to use them. Anyway, so that's awesome. But one of the things that I will also want to share with you here, let me actually come in closer while I change my screen and say hi to a few people. Hey, Tracy. And hey, Freddie, how are you doing? Freddie's the head of the Houston Young Professionals. It's such a great group. I love seeing you guys here. Thanks. And Tracy, if anybody else is here, let me know. I want to shout out to you. All right. So I'm going to queue up the tools. All right. Let me kind of queue up what I want to show you on the tools. Number one thing I want to show you, and everybody's talking about this tool, and then I'll talk to you about one that's very similar. This one is called Descript. I don't know how many of you have heard of Descript or know what Descript is, but Descript.com is a really, really cool tool that you can use to upload your videos and then make different projects. Okay, so you can take them and put that together. So let me I've got all kinds of weird things opening up on the screen up here. Sorry, guys. I'm going to show you it now. All right. So here is Descript, and this is the inside of Descript. And there is, I think you definitely can get a free version of it, right? So I'm on the free version at this point. And so what you can do with this is you can upload your video. So here's the Tim and Jim's show. For example, I uploaded this just to see it, and you can open Descript. Oh gosh, I forgot that it's downloadable. So yeah, let me show you Pictory first, because this is actually all on the online. So the other one I use more often is called Pictory, because I do have a lifetime version of this. But again, this is exactly the same thing. Like, for example, I did the Dream Client worksheet the other day, and I was talking about dream clients, some free stuff here. And what I did is I uploaded it to here, and I was able to create tons and tons of videos based on this. So you can do it with text, which is what I love the most about this, is that you can do it with text. And it's going to take a minute to load. Sorry, guys. I'll make myself big while it loads, and I'll talk to you about it a bit. But basically, when you upload the video, it turns it into a transcript. It puts it into a side panel that is basically the transcript of the entire video. And then you can actually select a piece of the video or the text. You select the text, and it turns it into a video. So here, I'll show you how it works. So it's finally showing up here. So I will show this to you. I'm sorry. And Descript just came up as well. So I'm trying to get my computer to do too many things in one live stream, people. This happens sometimes when I'm doing stuff. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to show you how Descript looks. And what it does, as you see here, is it's got your transcript on the left-hand side, like I was speaking about. And then right here, you see all of these different things. It will also get rid of all your ums and filler words. So let me get rid of that. It'll get rid of all my ums. Watch them go. You just turn on the thing and it just goes boom, and it gets rid of all the filler words. And then once that's done, you take that and you can see it's going to take a minute to process. Sorry. Yeah, I'm asking my computer to do too much while I'm on a live stream, I think. That's okay. In the end of the day, though, all you have to do is, yeah, it's definitely going through there, is to take this. So say people call it your avatar, so I started up so I can just take this and I can select it and hopefully it'll let me do this. Oh my gosh, guys. My poor computer. It's not happy. Here we go. Let's just say that I wanted to do this opening piece and this was going to be the thing. And you see where it says, add to the highlights, delete from the video, and generate a video. I can literally click just here, generate a video, and it will take this piece of the video where I say these words and it will create a video. I'm not going to click on that right now. I'm just going to highlight it. So I could also come back later and kind of take some of the things out. So say I didn't like, this part, I could take this part out right here. It would just let me delete it from the video like so. And so I can actually go back and do a bunch of basically editing. So that takes it out. So anyway, it's really, really powerful and really helpful to have this in Pictory and be able to make all these tiny little videos. And so what you can do is, cut all the videos out and do all of that. It's really, really powerful, guys. I love this tool because it's really easy. Like you don't have to have a whole lot of skill level. You just do it. Cool. Yes. Definitely, Matt. It is powerful. And sorry, it's taking my little computer, that little engine that could, a lot more time than I want it to show you. And then the third tool I want to show you, I showed you Descript, sort of, but Descript is similar to Pictory. So you can kind of look at them and kind of compare the two of them. I know that Descript has a free version, so you can look at that. Pictory, I think, is a paid. You can check and see. I have a lifetime deal with it, so it's hard for me to tell you exactly how much it costs for you. And then the third thing is having somewhere to schedule your social media. So I know a lot of people have all kinds of feelings about whether you should schedule or not schedule or whatever, but I will tell you that it's just such a time compressor when it comes to sharing information. I do not want you to automate your connections with people ever. Okay, so if you put out social media content, you have to connect with the people that interact with that content. You have to. So that's just one caveat I'm going to throw in there. I absolutely, though, think that it's impossible for us to have a company, a career, all of the things we have to do for our businesses, if you have a business, which I do, and to continue to, just post whenever we have time, right? So yeah, you can schedule some time and post and whatever, but having it scheduled in advance with all of the strategic thought that we put into those first two hacks, right? So in hack 1 and hack 2, we've strategically created what content you're putting out there. So you're not just putting out some random content. You're putting out content that actually shows the brand and shows what you can do and is building the relationships with people without necessarily overtly selling to them. It's just, doing that. And so that's what you want to do. And so one of the ones that I've been looking at lately that I kind of like, I think it's great. And the team over there has been amazing. They've been really good about reaching out and keeping in touch and that kind of thing, is Social Champ. It's got so many features, guys, and it's really affordable. They start with a free account, which is 3 social media accounts and unlimited post scheduling with 1 user. And here, all their supported platforms are along the bottom. So I see Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, YouTube, Google for Business, and TikTok. They also have TikTok. So I'm kind of really bullish on Social Champ right now, and they have such a great team that's really looking to help people out. So if you don't have a scheduling tool yet that you use, definitely think about this one. I've been testing it a little bit and working with it, and we've used some others as well that are also good, and they are good. And there's a bunch of them that you have, and maybe, hey, if you guys want to share in the comments what you use, I'm sure other people would love to see it. But right now I'm feeling like this one is a really, really good starter one for smaller businesses. And I'm always looking for that. And then also the feature set, and it is really, really good. I told you they have that evergreen thing. And so the evergreen choices and stuff. And plus they have TikTok, and and all of these other ones that, and actually Pinterest too. It's really hard to find ones that have a good Pinterest scheduling tool on them. So that's what I would recommend that you do. And so, yeah, that is it. So those are my 3 tips. Let me go back and kind of outline them for you. But those are really the main tools I wanted to share today. I have so many tools, guys, but I don't like to do that. But before you go, make sure you stay and listen to this part, because now you're wondering, well, what is my schedule? Like, how do I do this? How do I keep up with this? These are great hacks, Cami, but they sound like they're going to take me. I still am going to take some time with that, right? So I want to be real clear with you that there is a cadence to this. And if you put it on your calendar in this cadence, you should be able to keep up with this. And again, if you get behind, it's okay. Just do it the next week. Okay. So that's one of the things I want to say, is that all of us are super busy. I get behind sometimes too. Believe me, I do. You ask my team. They will tell you that sometimes I get behind. So one of the things that I have is sort of this sustainable plan that I do. So quarterly, I'm brainstorming my content, including those key themes and touch points during the next 3 months. And you want to look at things that if you're launching something, you want to like make sure that you're creating your content around what you're trying to accomplish over that period of time. So there always needs to be sort of a warm-up period in any kind of launch. Some people say 6 to 8 weeks is ideal, where you're just, explaining what you do and showing what you do and, sharing freely. And then as you get closer and closer to your launches or whatever, or your promos or an event that you have or whatever it is, then you want to kind of step things up. So one of the things I do is that's quarterly. So you want to look out a little bit further. So creating content weekly, that's going to wear you out. You're just going to burn out. And also you're not going to be ready for the things that you need to be ready for in your marketing. Okay. So that's your quarterly task. So you put it on your calendar every 3 months and just say repeating every 3 months, just put it there. The second thing you want to put on your calendar is a monthly batching content time. And it really does help if you do set this on your calendar and, go find a coffee shop or something like that. Bring your laptop and, just put together these outlines. Okay. So it's just an outlining exercise. And if you feel like that's like so much less pressure and stress, right? You don't have to like have it all done. You just have to have them outlined and ready to go. And then weekly, you want to set aside 1 to 5 hours weekly. And I say 5 because some people do like huge videos with lots of editing. And I get that takes time. For me, it's about this live stream because I can come on here, I can talk to you guys, and I know I'm done in an hour, right? I have it done. It's ready to go. And so weekly, you want to set 1 to 5 hours aside for repurposing and delivering your content. So again, you're going to want to batch content and do that too monthly. And then weekly, you're going to want to actually, get that content out there. So that batch content creating can also include all the way up to taking the stuff from the last month and turning it into social media for this month. I know that we in our team, we do some weekly stuff with my live streams because this is the way I do it in the cadence. But you can actually wait until the end of the month, take all of the stuff and re-promote it the next month. So you don't overtax yourself. Decide what you can do and then do it. But there's a quarterly, monthly, and weekly drumbeat that you want to have. And if you put it on your calendar, it absolutely is easier to do. And I promise you're going to have so much more results than if you just sort of wing it. And I think winging it is something that sometimes we do, especially us marketing and PR people for ourselves. Like we would do all of this for our clients. What you see right here, we'll put all of this here together for our clients, but then we don't do it for ourselves, right? Like we're like, oh yeah, we'll just, if we have time, we'll put that out there. So I just, urge you that you'll never have time. It's just, you won't. I know for a fact that I never have time, so I'm pretty sure you won't either. Okay, so that's it. So if you want to get this video and all of the resources, especially the spreadsheet that I was talking about, go to the ticker that's going across the bottom to bit.ly, bit.ly Mastery Video Series, and you can have access to everything that we've done so far. We have definitely already done a bunch of videos on how to get to this point where you know who you are and who you're serving and all of that stuff. So this is going to be the entire plan. Next week, we're going to be talking about Attractor. That's really about the funnel and sort of how you take all of this and turn it into like, how do we get them back to buy something, do something, go to a meeting, whatever it is you're trying to get people to do. And then we'll go to Innovator, which is like, how do you make those tiny tweaks to everything when things don't seem to be working to make them work on social media? And then we will have gone through the entire 7 series. So we are like moving through this fast. And at the end of it, which is in June, June 3rd, we're going to be doing a thing called Instant Authority, which is a 1-hour workshop I'm going to do for free. That's going to basically take what I told you today about that 90 days and actually do it with you. We're going to make sure you have it done. So if you really are the type of person that needs that accountability, you need that kind of stuff, definitely sign up for the Mastery Video Series, because I'm going to let you know when we're doing Instant Authority through that Mastery Video Series email list. So definitely get on there so that I can tell you when we're doing Instant Authority. It's going to be the first Friday in June, but I'll be able to give you all the details. And honestly, last time we did it, we've done it once. I think we had about 20, 30 people there, and they got it done in 17 minutes. We really, really can make this happen for you. And they walked away with like an entire 3 months worth of content ideas ready to go. So then you can put in those other steps I just told you because you'll be ready. So definitely sign up for the Bitly Mastery mini series, and I will see you there. Okay, cool. I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.